know how important it is to come together and work together to create a radically welcoming spiritual community. As Unitarian Universalists, our faith expresses our core value of love through how we agree to be together and support each other. We are guided by the shared principles, sources, and values of our living religious tradition. This morning, as we explore how wonder can sustain us in difficult times, we will celebrate and explore the wonder and mystery that renew our spirits and embrace our ongoing quest for meaning. If doing something with your hands helps you, we invite you to visit the Soulworks table outside the sanctuary doors to pick up an exploratory guide or a coloring sheet related to today's service or something else to work with. If you're newer to our congregation, we invite you to learn more about us after the service by talking with a greeter or by filling out our visitor form in YouTube notes so we can connect with you. Shinwei is back. Welcome back. I hope your summer was very lovely. And finally, we have a special introduction from our president, Sarah Ross.
This morning, hello, I am Sarah Ross. I am acting as the president of the board this year, and my pronouns are she and they, and I have pretty short hair. I'm wearing glasses, short sleeve button-up shirt, and some white slacks. And I am absolutely thrilled to introduce you to Swamini Saraswati. And Swamini is going to be our ministerial resident for this congregational year. She's been here this weekend. She's here this weekend being a part of the board retreat and starting to get to know us and other folks here at the congregation. She's going to begin her full-time service on September 1st. Today, after services, we'll take a few minutes, 15 or 20 minutes, to go and get something yummy. And then we'll come, if you're interested, you're invited to come back into the sanctuary, and we'll have a Q&A where you can hear more from Swamini and ask her some questions and learn more about her. So we're very excited to have this opportunity this morning, and I'll let Swamini just say a few words to introduce herself.
Good morning. I am so glad we can be here together. I'm just right now going to only give you a teaser because we're going to have so much more time together after coffee hour, and I really do hope you stay and come with questions if you'd like as well. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself, and we'll look forward to getting to know you, most importantly. Just as a visual descriptor, I am a middle-aged, taupe-skinned lady with unruly curly hair, I would say, sometimes more ruly than not. And I am your resident minister. I look forward to our time together. Thank you.
Thank y'all. So excited. Today, our call to worship is entitled Invitation by Shel Silverstein. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer, if you are a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flax gold tales to spin. Come in. Come in.
Our opening hymn for this morning is number 1009, Meditation on Breathing. Please rise in body or in spirit. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love.
As Unitarian Universalists, we light a flame within a chalice as a symbol of sanctuary, safety, and hope to unite us in our worship and to remind us of our ongoing search for the light of truth. Please join me in saying our chalice words as Isabel lights our chalice. Life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather in community to celebrate the wonder and mystery of this great gift. So let us now kindle the flame of our liberal religious heritage and renew our covenant of mutual love and care. Love is our doctrine, the quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, and to serve those in need. This we promise, this we covenant with life and one another. We also light a candle for justice and healing as a reminder of our interdependence with Earth and with all members of the global community, especially the most vulnerable. We light this candle so that we may not be numb to injustice and trauma, but rather find strength, courage, and love as we work in solidarity with others for liberation, justice, and healing. Together, we create resilience and hope. Today, as we light this candle, we hold in our hearts the communities across Hawaii, Indiana, and elsewhere who are recovering from devastating storms, flooding, tornadoes, and the aftermath of these disasters. We're mindful of those who remain without power, clean water, safe housing, or a sense of security, and we acknowledge the neighbors caring for one another as they work towards recovery and healing. As I light this candle, let's hold a time of silence to listen to our hearts and bodies, or perhaps lift up some prayers.
Good morning. My name is Ruth Appleton, and I am the coordinator of religious education at the UUS. I am an average height white woman with a black pants and a blue shirt that says "Trans people belong in Iowa." And today, Reverend Sharon Dittmar is our visiting clergy person this morning. Reverend Dittmar works for the Mid-American region of the UUA and serves as a primary contact for our congregation. She's been in this position since 2016, but before that, she served as a minister for the First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati for 18 years. Among many other things, in her free time, she likes to read, write, garden, and crochet.
Good morning, everybody. I am a white woman with curly hair, a blue dress, and yellow stole glasses who is older, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers.
All right, can I ask all of our students and educators, no matter your age or where you learn or teach, to rise in body or spirit and look around? As you look around, seeing people you know and people you don't looking back at you, know that we are sending you into the year with our blessings and our love.
That as you begin the adventure of the school year, for it is always an adventure out there, we are with you. We are cheering you on as you learn to read or as you explore iambic pentameter, perhaps. We see you working hard, and we see you being a friend.
Now, if everyone who brought a backpack today would like to come forward and bring your bag, we're gonna do our blessing of the bags. If your bag isn't here today, I invite you to imagine placing your bag among the others here at the front of our room. You're welcome to come forward and place your invisible bag here as well. When you've brought your bag forward, you can choose to stay at the front of our blessing, or you can go back to your seat if you prefer. Piggy can bring his backpack too, yeah.
Come on down, kids. Come on down. I know you're
Kids,
going back to
adults.
school. You're going somewhere.
Blessings abound here.
Yeah, come on down. You can take a seat too. Please take a seat. All right, we have just a few questions. Children, there's a nice, oh, she's gone like a flash. Whoosh. Andrea, I have a question for you. What is the hope you have for the coming year? Andrea, what is your hope for the coming year? Because they all fled.
Well, I am hoping to have, since I am TAing this semester, I'm hoping to have a wonderful class of students who are ready to learn.
Oh. Is there any children here who would like to tell us what they hope for this year? Any children? Oh, come on down. Thank you.
I hope that I can make friends.
Yes, thank you. Anyone else who's a young person might like to share anything? Anyone? Would you like to share, honey? Come on down. Yeah.
I hope that I can make more friends this year.
And I'd like to finish this. Oh, did you raise your hand? Yeah, we want to hear from you.
I'm hoping that my immigrant partner, friend, family learns to speak good English.
All right. And for a final comment, I would like to turn to your ministerial resident, Swamini, to find out what might be a hope or two you have for this year.
I hope we grow in love together. I hope we do good together. And I hope that we can always be together.
As all of you begin a new part of your journey, carrying these backpacks and bags and whatever else you bring with you, on your way, may you remember today and feel the warmth of your community, this congregation, holding you with love and support when the new places and people feel scary, overwhelming, and exciting, and you're not sure what to do, who to talk to, where to sit. May you remember who you are and that we love and rejoice in unique, beautiful you.
May you have fun. I love those. Oh, it's a great backpack. You hold it up. That's great. And Jack Pig with the backpack. So may you learn a lot. May you be curious and grow in ways you can hardly imagine. May you play, and you too, and dance, paint and sing, find new friends, and find new passions. May you find friendly teachers and classmates. May you experience wonder and awe. May what you experience be shared with all. May you know so much joy, so much laughter. May you know a comforting presence when you are feeling lonely or unsure. May the world be yours to explore and to discover. May you seek to be compassionate towards everybody. May the bag you bring with you bring you strength. May it carry what you need, including the love that embraces all of us today. Let it be so. Blessed be.
Amen.
All right, today in our class, the youth are going to be making backpack tags for their bags. And if we have leftover supplies, we'll be bringing them out into the fellowship hall so that you all can make bag tags for your bags if you'd like. So come see us after the session. So each week when we head to class, our children light a lantern as a symbol of the love and hope that goes with them as they explore our faith. Children, youth, and teachers, please come forward as Libby lights our lantern from our chalice. Oh, there she is.
And please join us in singing Be Open. Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Aye, 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 aye.
Please join me in a brief moment of meditation and prayer. I know some of you hate guided meditation. You are not forced into this. It's by invitation only. And some of you don't like prayer either. So if that's you and you're online, you can go get your coffee or tea or take a walk. And if that's you here, just please wait with us and we will be done soon. Thank you. Let's begin by breathing in and out. Just breathing in and out, and in, and out, in, and out. And if you have more that you need to shake a little, you can go like this with your arms. Old Qigong practice. So for a time of meditation, put your feet flat on the floor, sit upright in your seat, and only as you're able and willing, of course. Some people like to put their tongue on the roof of their mouth because it helps. And we're just going to do that breathing in and breathing out. And when you have thoughts that intrude, like they always do, because this is meditation, you just say to yourself silently, thinking, and you let it go. And try and rest in this moment together in beloved community. Creator God and Spirit of life, we give thanks for this beautiful day where geese block our passage to church and we must wait for what is present in this world. This beautiful day when people are out and about, students taking bus, golfers on the greens, people taking a walk in what is a late summer day of sunshine. We know there are those of you here who bring great joy and excitement and celebration, and we witness all of this joy in your life. We also know there are those here who bring fear, and anger, suffering, grief, frustration. We hold these too. We think of our siblings in this country, our many siblings going back to school, our many siblings who often have work jobs that pick up the pace now in this season. And we think of our siblings who are in fear of ICE, who have questions about our democracy, our law enforcement, and our country. We think of our siblings around the world, for we are joined in life. We think of our siblings in the Democratic Republic of Congo with Ebola. We think of our siblings in Sudan with the civil war, Palestine, Ukraine, in Iran. We pray for our leaders who have not displayed much wisdom of late, and we pray deeply and hard if we do pray. We pray for those who can make a difference. We pray for those who need to rest. We pray for those who must take care. We rest in gratitude, in community, knowing that today, yesterday, and tomorrow, we are together. Amen.
The following is a wonderful poem by Mary Oliver. The language is gendered, so I invite you to edit it for yourself in the most meaningful, supportive, and celebratory way possible. When death comes like a hungry bear in autumn, when death comes and takes all the bright coins from his purse to buy me and snaps the purse shut, when death comes like the measles pox, when death comes like an iceberg between the shoulder blades, I want to step through the door full of curiosity, wondering, what is it going to be like, that cottage of darkness? And therefore, I look upon everything as a brotherhood and a sisterhood, and I look upon the time as no more than an idea, and I consider eternity as another possibility. And I think of each life as a flower, as common as a field daisy, and as singular, and each name a comfortable music in the mouth, tending, as all music does, towards silence, and each body a lion of courage and something precious to the earth. When it's over, I want to say, all my life, I was a bride married to amazement. I was the bridegroom taking the world into my arms. When it's over, I don't want to wonder if I had made of my life something particular and real. I don't want to find myself sighing and frightened or full of argument. I don't want to end up simply having visited this world.
It's just wonderful to be here with you this morning. The last time I was here, I heard a sermon about farm runoff, and I'm grateful for the education I received. I bring greetings to you from the Unitarian Universalist Association and the Mid-America region of which you are part, which has just over 180 congregations and covenanting communities. You are but one. I want to give thanks to Andrea Smith, who was delightful, for all the questions I peppered her with. She was like, okay. The little heart emojis appeared. And for Ruth Appleton, who, when I accidentally wrote out of something, was like, okay, that's fine. They certainly had their opportunities to take offense, and they did not, which said a lot to me about what might be going on in this congregation. I want to thank those of you also working on the service with me to morning, whether in sound or music. And above all, I want to thank this congregation for your generosity. You are an APF honor congregation, meaning you give what we call your fair share, and we rely on congregations just like you so that we can provide services like myself here today, like your ministerial resident search, and to help your kin, your congregations that are your neighbors in Des Moines and Ames and all over this country. So here's my confession. I wrote this sermon earlier in the week because you have to, unless you're a late night Saturday writer, which I'm not. And then I woke up this morning actually struggling with it due to grief that I brought with me into the space this morning when I awoke. And I carry it now, and I think most progressives carry grief now like a shadow. And I woke asking myself, well, how can I preach on wonder, that is the topic, in the present when I feel like crying at this moment? For myself, for others, in this breaking and broken world. So normally I would not share this with you. You just preach your sermon. You just pretend as the minister. But we are not in normal times. And I'm guessing someone here doesn't really want to hear a sermon about wonder either online or here in this space, or later listening to it online. And so I wanted to be honest about any of you who might find yourself in deep grief, and I wanted to provide a place for you that honors whatever grief you're experiencing or harm you've experienced. I hope this sermon gives you something, and if it does not, I support you doing whatever you need to do to take care of yourself in this moment. You are loved by a love greater than what many of us seem to understand today. So here's this sermon. Believe it or not, here's the first sentence. I choose to be married to amazement. A grief-stricken amazement today, but still I am married to amazement, and it is a choice. I must say, earlier in life, I chose other ideas. First, I tried preparing for the worst. Maybe some of you have tried that old one too. It didn't protect me from what could and did go wrong. Turns out I was not imaginative enough. Honestly, I haven't been imaginative enough for the last decade either. I don't even know how to explain it to my adult son who's 24. I don't know how to explain that from the time he was 14 to 24, this is America. After preparing for the worst, I tried denial. That was something I tried too, and that got me into trouble. Not attending to the obvious and necessary is problematic. So much later, much later, I'm now into older age, I chose a middle way. Aware of the valley of loss and pain on one side, right? That grief, that harm, and every gift and opportunity on the other. The geese were delightful. They halted traffic this morning. How fantastic. Between them rests the middle, a chosen path for me of wonder, gratitude, and amazement, knowing that anything and everything is always possible and could be present, like grief. From the inside seat of parish ministry, I observed apparently successful members and their families struggle with life-threatening illness, addiction, affairs, financial ruin. I was 18 years there. Injury, dementia, and even the death of children, which I will never understand. It can all happen. I have been with people as this all happened. And it was from the seat beside them, journeying with them, that I learned I could never prepare for all the possibilities, nor know which ones to expect. I had actually witnessed this before, perhaps not been paying enough attention. Early in my ministry, I visited an older couple in the hospital. So you must imagine baby minister me in the last millennium, no gray hairs, fresh peachy skin, no wrinkles, in a chaplain residency program at a high-level trauma center. A woman said to me, looking at her dying husband, "How could this happen to us? We were missionaries." And I remember simultaneously realizing death is inevitable and uncontrollable, a hungry bear in autumn, and that neither good works nor a benevolent God offers immortality in this life. I also realized, looking into her truly stricken face, that there was nothing for me to say. This was not the time to say, "I have some thoughts about your God." No, it was time for me. The only thing I could say was, I'm sorry. This must be very hard for you. Let me sit with you a while. Bad things happen to good people, and wonderful things happen to people who behave very badly, and everything in between. From this, I have concluded that neither I nor anyone else is fully in control. I know, nervous laughter. Rather, we are in a river of life, and there are floods and droughts and lazy calm days and seasonal changes and typhoons. We can put up some guardrails like life insurance and a robust community. We can ask for help as often as we need it, even to the annoyance, and I hope you do annoy people when you need help. Annoy those medical providers, therapists, financial planners. When you need help, ask for it. Your neighbors, your family, your friends. But when the hungry bear comes, we will not have prepared for everything. Attempting to be fully prepared is exhausting. It requires constant depressing vigilance, imagining future harm. What a waste of the day. It's a hard and deadening way to live and a great way to ruin the beautiful, possible, wonderful now. A few years ago, I took part in a local leadership program, and we were asked to do an exercise that I actually hated. We were instructed to walk around to 30 people we had just met, look them in the eye, and choose whether we said, "I trust you," or I don't trust you. Yeah, I know, worst exercise ever. I don't know the purpose. I remember several cringeworthy moments in the response of one classmate. This classmate, the shortest man in the class, one who could be considered vulnerable due to his size, who had to look up to everyone, said to everyone, "I trust you." So when the instructor later asked why he did this, he replied, "It doesn't matter if I trust you. I trust myself, and I trust myself to figure it out. So I trust you." Which doesn't mean the you comes with promises, just that the I will figure it out. So he changed the frame of the entire exercise to empower himself. Much later, when we became friends, I learned that he grew up as an immigrant in a biracial family amidst poverty and multiple challenges, and then made a series of mistakes, some worse than most of us, until he figured it out. So these days, he does not waste time remaining vigilant, worrying about the future. He chooses to name his frame every time and believes that when problems arise, as they will, he'll figure them out. He also suffers and feels harm and fear, and still he chooses to live this way, leaning forward into life and joy. It's a choice he makes, not based on ignorance, but knowledge and commitment to the present. So it is amazing to me how one awkward exercise could unexpectedly teach me the importance and possibility of choosing my own frame in every moment. And yes, some days I am more successful at this than others. There are days I go to sleep and say, well, I can try again tomorrow. What I learned from all these teachers I just told you about is to love the now, to dig deeply into it, to savor it, to make time for fun and family and friends, building community, living into the things that bring me joy with others. When I became a minister, I used to see this quote by the writer and literature professor Joseph Campbell everywhere I turned. "You look perhaps of an age where you might have seen it too. Follow your bliss." Do you remember this? Very last millennium. I don't see this quote on walls anymore, but Campbell was on to something. In the words of theologian and civil rights leader Howard Thurman, don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive and go do it, because what the world needs is people who have come alive. So what makes me come alive is wonder, and I find it in the eternal now. When death comes like the hungry bear in autumn, when death comes and takes all the bright coins from its purse to buy me and snaps the purse shut, when death comes like the measles, like ice, when death comes like an iceberg between the shoulder blades, like mass incarceration, like Ebola, like American democracy on the rails, I want to step through the door full of curiosity, wondering, what is it going to be like, that cottage of darkness? And therefore, I look upon everything as a siblinghood, and I look upon time as no more than an idea, and I consider eternity as another possibility. And I think of each life as a flower, as common as a field daisy, and as singular in its loveliness. And each name a comfortable music in the mouth, particularly of those I love, tending as all music does toward silence. And each body a lion of courage and something precious to the earth in a miracle that it was ever born. When it's over, I want to say all my life, I was married to amazement. I took the world into my arms. When it's over, I don't want to wonder if I've made something of my life in particular. I don't want to find myself sighing and frightened or full of argument. I don't want to end up simply having visited the world like a spectator in the back row. I don't want a mere visit. I want to go out and submerge myself in life's wonder. When I go out walking, I do a simple exercise taught to me by my colleague, Reverend Phil Lund. It's to consider 6 senses. And not all of us can walk, so perhaps as you roll or crawl or rest there. Did someone bring their dog? What a wonder. We have a canine friend. That's fantastic. That dog is a miracle and so welcome. Last night on my walk, I met a Chiweenie. Have you ever heard of a Chiweenie? There's two guys smoking. I'm like, this dog is so cute. And they're like, it's a Chiweenie. And, and I was just like, you made my day. My flight from Cincinnati to Chicago was terribly bumpy, and you have just fixed it all with your Chiweenie. Chiweenie. But what Phil Lund would do is consider sight, sound, smell, sense, sky, and stance. I know that's a lot of S's. So basically, if you can see, you look at your surroundings, and what do you see? If you can hear, you listen. Did you hear an acorn crack as you walked by? Did you hear the crust of snow break? I inhale deeply. What does that air feel like? Is it moist? Is it dry? Is it so cold it seizes in my lung? I feel the air on my skin. Is it humid or crisp? I look at the sky and like, just what's the sky doing today? And I feel my body. And if you try this, adapt this exercise to whatever level of mobility and sensory function available to you. Whatever you have, whatever is enough. It is perfect as it is. Perfectly imperfect and perfect. So I used to walk with my head down, you know, lost in thought, generally about the past or future. I was a grade A worrier. With this exercise, this awareness of sensation, I'm in the present. I smell the rain, the decaying earth that lets me know summer's ending. You know how you smell autumn? You're like, I smelt it, it's coming. I watch trees bud and develop leaves that just then drop, or don't drop, because some trees just don't drop, and you're like, wow, you're a miracle. And when walking with me, one needs to put up with my shouts of delight as I see things. I hear, touch, smell, feel. And I notice how my body feels, you know. Sometimes when I check my stance, I find I'm bent over or limping. That's the most common. And when this happens, I check in more deeply with how is it with my body, this body that houses all that's me, your body that houses all that's you. What does my body need? What does your body need? And at least once on a walk, I look up to the sky. Is it clear blue? Is it fully overcast? Is it dazzlingly bright? Or are there puffy evening clouds with a breakthrough last pink shaft of light? It's when I look at the sky that I'm filled with the most wonder, and I think of what a gift it is to be alive and how everything changes. I'm reminded that every moment just passes, and that life is unfair, and some of us experience more harm and hurt than others. I know you know this too. There is rage about this, righteous rage from me and others. We must listen and be of use as we are able and be grateful for what is good, because generally, even in the midst of horrible things, there is something good. Were you ever once loved? You probably were by someone, and that's fantastic. Sometimes on my really bad days, I imagine my grandma Ditmar coming through the door. You have quilts on your wall. She unwillingly lived her adult life on a farm when the Depression came. She was a city girl, as much as Struthers, Ohio was a city. Think small village. But she didn't know how to pit cherries and pluck chickens and, those horrifying things she told me about on the farm that bothered her because she was a city girl. But the women used to come and make those quilts, and they used to make them out of the feed bags. They'd cut the pieces. And I think of her, and I feel better, because she used to say, you'll never know how much I love you little girls. I get to carry that with me always. It's like a shield. So give and receive love where it resides, because nothing is given. I don't want to mislead you into thinking that because I choose wonder, it's wonderful all the time. Please. I have losses and grief too. I have things I really feel like I can't put up with one more day. I wake sometimes in the night unable to sleep. And I'm scared, and sometimes I hurt too. And yes, I too, like you, but not exactly like you, have experienced harm. That's part of the human condition. That's why we must be kind to one another. 19th century essayist and philosopher Henry David Thoreau wrote about wanting to, quote, suck out all the marrow of life. And for him, this included, I won't even get into it, long story, but living in a quiet, self-reliant life on Walden Pond in Concord, Massachusetts. He was not totally self-reliant there, another story. But my definition is a bit different. Though I understand wanting to suck the marrow out of life, I really get that. There's a video by slam poet Andrea Gibson. Does anyone know Andrea Gibson? Oh, okay. We could talk Andrea Gibson. In it, they speak of going home with a woman, and before their first kiss, the woman runs to get a stethoscope so that Andrea can hear the woman's heart beat faster as they kiss. The story is so beautiful to me. What a delightful way to suck the marrow out of life with one kiss. It's so present to the moment, so simple, so possible, so blissful, so alive. You might be able to run and go home and do that as you pet your animal or kiss a loved one. Gibson also shared this story, which I love. I don't yet have the courage for this, but someday I will. They write, years ago on tour in Europe, my friends and I dared our friend Katie to walk through a crowded plaza with a 20-foot strand of toilet paper dragging from her shoe, complaining loudly in a deep Midwestern accent about how there was no place in the world good as America. She made a humiliating spectacle of herself. We were high on that embarrassment for days. Fantastic. Just over a year ago, Gibson prematurely died due to a recurrence of cancer. And I know those of you who love them know that. Most days, I just cannot keep up with the roller coaster of life. I thought they were the most brilliant poet of the last 25 years. There's so many ways to live in wonder, in bliss, to be alive as the world just collides around us. I hope for each of us that we take care during the hard times, right? Because the world is colliding more than usual and cruelty just abounds. Particularly for those of us with historically marginalized identities, right? Take care, take care. Keep showing up for yourself and others, everyone. Hold on to what is good. Ask for help. Reach for the present wonder as often as possible. And when you least feel that you can do it, experiment with humiliating spectacle and awkwardness if it is safe. And stay safe. Stay safe, friends. And know that regardless of this world's actions and worlds, you are worthy. You are loved, your birth, your mere existence, a miracle. And I hope you keep hope. May it always be so.
following my nose. The path appears as we walk it. We'll know which way to go. Can't go too far wrong. I mean, look at all this. Look at all this, what a gift, what a gift. The world is a miracle I wanna fall back in love with. This is a prayer, if you're there, could I find more of this? The waves carry me in, salt water on my skin. I'm coming home. Close my eyes while you drive. Sometimes it's just time to go. Look at all this, what a gift, what a gift. The world is a miracle I wanna fall back in love with. This is a prayer, if you're there, could I find more of this? It's the road, it's the sky, it's that look in your eyes, it's the touch, it's the kiss, it's the pocket of lint, it's the scrape on your knee, it's the knock on the door, it's the no, it's the yes, it's the kid in the store, it's the road, it's the sky, it's that look in your eyes, it's the touch, it's the kiss, it's the pocket of lint, it's the scrape on your knee, it's the knock on the door, it's the no, it's the yes, it's the kid in the store, it's the road, it's the sky, it's that look in your eyes, it's the touch, it's the kiss, it's the pocket of lint, it's the scrape on your knee, it's the knock on the door, it's the no, it's the yes, it's the kid in the store, it's the road, it's the sky, it's that look in your eyes, it's the touch, it's the kiss, it's the pocket of lint, it's the scrape on your knee, it's the knock on the door, it's the no, it's the yes, it's the kid in the store. Look at all this, what a gift, what a gift. The world is a miracle I wanna fall back in love with. This is a prayer, if you're there, could I find more of this? Look at all this, what a gift,
As we prepare to give and receive our weekly offering, we are grateful for the generous annual pledges made by members and friends to fund our operations and programs. These ongoing commitments of support make it possible for us to give generously to the local organizations who serve the community in ways that are consistent with our mission and values. Our community partner agency for August is Escucha Mi Voz, who will receive 3/4 of our Sunday offerings this month. Escucha Mi Voz, or Listen to My Voice, is a faith-based, immigrant-led community organization dedicated to building power among working-class immigrants and refugee families in Iowa City and the surrounding region. Driven by the core value of dignity for all workers, this grassworks group mobilizes community members to advocate for fundamental human rights, fair labor practices, and safe working conditions, particularly across the agriculture and service sectors. If you're writing a check, please specify your intent by writing either pledge or offering in the memo line. You may also give online or via text by following the instructions on the screen or by clicking the donate button on our website. Your offerings are a sign of your commitment to this congregation, which is completely supported by the generosity of all who join with us. As we give and receive the offering, may we be transformed by our giving, and may the world be transformed by our gifts. Thank you, Gregory. That was wonderful. May what has been shared today help us more fully affirm our interconnection and live into love and justice. After the service, we gather in the fellowship hall and outside for conversation and community. If you're a newcomer, we hope you'll grab a snack and then sit at any table so folks can join you for some conversation. After today's service, you can join us for keychain making if there's some leftover supplies, potentially, in the fellowship hall. And we'll also get to know Reverend Swamini in the sanctuary about 20 minutes into the coffee hour. For other events that are coming up this week, we'll have a slide at the end of service as well. Those events could also be seen in the weekly email as well. The Pastoral Care Associates, we all be leading a Compassionate Connection Circle in the Walnut Room immediately after today's worship service as well.
Our closing hymn for this morning is number 1010, We Give Thanks. Please rise in body or in spirit.
For this precious day, for all gathered here, and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here, and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
Please join me in the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. All these we carry in our hearts and in our minds until we are together again.
You belong in this world. Regardless of what you've been told or someone else has tried to say, the world has called you forth. Here is your place as you are. You are the miracle this world needed. You are loved. So go out into the world in peace and have courage. Hold on to what is good. Return to no person evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the suffering, and honor all persons.
people are so... Even though I was at the blessing service, Kathy, I forgot my folks.
Cry. We need to get her a name tag, I think.
Yeah. How are you going?
All right, thank you for visiting. Thank you. Oh, it's my favorite. We'll have to figure out my next visit, but yeah. Take care of your situation.
Hey, Michael, good to see you. Hello. Look at that one works. Hi, thanks for coming in. We're going to wait just a couple more minutes, but I think when folks hear us talking, they'll come in here. Thanks for coming in. We're making a little bit of time for more folks to join us. Hello? Oh. So this is the on and off switch.
Okay.
And a slight pause when you turn it on, but you can leave it on.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming in.
Is it on?
Yeah. This is a pretty informal opportunity, which we are thrilled to have, to get to know Swamini better. As I mentioned during the service, Swamini will start her full-time work with us on September 1st, and sometime in September, we'll see Swamini on the pulpit and settling into her ministerial role. So I'm going to be a mic runner, and I think Hillary has a mic, and she'll be a mic runner. So this is just a raise your hand, and someone will come to you with the microphone, and you can ask your question, and then Swamini will respond. So we're ready to start if someone has the question they would like to ask.
Or is there,
I'm going to go for Jim. Okay, well, I had a request for some coaching on how to pronounce your name.
It's Swamini. Swamini, yeah. And if, yeah. But whatever you say is good with me.
Thank you. All right, Jim.
Hi, Jim Laughlin.
Hi,
I have a question
Jim.
for you, Sarah. Right now, we're in the midst of trying to find a new minister. And in the past, we've called for an interim minister. We also have had intern ministers.
Yeah.
So can you explain the difference in who she is?
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Jim asked for some clarifying information about what a ministerial resident is. How is a ministerial resident different from an intern? And how is a ministerial resident different than an interim minister?
Yeah.
So,
Wow,
did you
good
wanna speak to
question.
that?
I appreciate that. I bet that's on a lot of minds right now. So a intern minister is someone who's still in seminary, or someone who's just graduated often, who is learning the pathway towards ministry through working at a congregation. I think you just had a wonderful intern here not too long ago. Fantastic. An interim is someone who comes in between ministers. So, for example, Diana left, or I'm going to be, I'll be here through July 31st. After that, you might have an interim person. And an interim minister really works with congregations to help them to get ready for the next minister, and sometimes to assess where you are, what is your vision, maybe doing some remissioning together, talking together and learning together, growing together. And I'm actually in special training for that right now with about 30 other ministers, some of whom have been just settled parish ministers for some 30 years at different UU churches. A resident minister is a revitalized program of the UUA. So basically, there is the opportunity for folks who have all the ministry experience under their belt. So they've done the internships, they've done the chaplaincy training, they've graduated already from deep learning in seminary, and now they are ready to serve and be your minister. That's me. I'm in my 50s now, so no, this is not my first go around the block. And I've undergone significant training over the years, from serving as doing a lot of community ministry over the past 20 years, which I can tell you about, to almost 4 years of seminary, serving as a chaplain in a very, very busy 400-bed trauma hospital. And doing internships at the Unitarian Church of Hinsdale, which there's a few people who are from Hinsdale, Illinois, and the First Unitarian Universalist Church of San Diego. Before we take on, I'm also, I should say, I'm the chair of UU Ministry for Earth. I'm the national chair. So I've been doing that for I've been on the board for several years, serving our denomination in that capacity, and now working with our 8,000 or so people who are connected with us across the nation. Yes. Maybe someone, Sarah, thank you. Oh, she's coming. Sarah's coming with it.
I am very, is it working?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I am very interested in your unusual path through your grandfather discovering Unitarianism in the 19th century, the early 19th century, coming here to the States in 1890. And so this is, I'm looking around, you've been connected to UU or Unitarianism throughout your life. And,
yes.
Or is that true? I'm
Yes.
Your journey and connection to Unitarianism in UU.
Thank you for asking that. Thank you. Thank you for reading that. I appreciate it. So my great-great-grandfather, can I tell a story? Okay. My great-great-grandfather was, as a youth, he was in Russia. And he was Jewish. And it was during the time of the Russian pogroms. What was happening is they were taking up all the Jewish young men and putting them in the front line as cannon fodder. He did not want to do that. And he would hide under the sidewalks. There were wooden sidewalks at the time, if anyone remembers wooden sidewalks. My grandfather actually took out the last wooden sidewalk in Highland Park, which is, fun fact, Highland Park, Illinois. So my great-great-grandfather went to Germany, where he, fled the pogroms, became an engineer, and went to Chicago to become one of the engineers for the Chicago World's Fair. Yes. And that's where the Parliament of the World's Religions was first held as well. So I feel a deep connection through him. And he was also a wonderful progressive who fell in love with Unitarianism and would only go to Unitarian services from then on. So he became a Unitarian. He raised my beloved great-grandmother, Anita Mendelsohn, as someone growing up in Unitarian churches at the time. We weren't UUS yet. As you know, we merged together with Universalism in the 1960s. But at the time, he was passionate and converted the whole family into being crazy progressives. And we haven't stopped since. So a good lineage of my family was raised as Unitarian and then UUs. My father was a humanist. And should I tell you a little bit about my journey in my life from there? Okay. I just want to make sure that I can never assume. So basically, coming from a very progressive family, this is going to age me. When I was about 9 or 10 years old, Ronald Reagan was running for president. And I heard about trickle-down economics and, those silly liberals who want to take away all the solar panels from the White House. I mean, who are putting on the solar panels on the White House, how stupid they are, how we want to take down those panels, how we want to ensure that the rich are made richer so it can trickle down to everyone else. And I thought, this is terrible. This is terrible. So I took my little bike, and my mother is watching from Naperville, Illinois right now. Hi, Mom. My mother may not know this story, so you're all hearing this for the first time. She probably is too. I don't know how she's going to feel about this one. I took my little bike, and I pedaled away, because at that time kids were feral and we could do whatever we wanted. Until the sun came down. And I found a stack of Carter bumper stickers. And I took myself to the grocery store and passed them out to people. Until someone finally kicked me out. It was like this big. But it never really ended since then. When I was about 19 years old, I was hired by Bill Curtis. If anyone is a Chicagoan, you might know that name, or has heard the PBS series, Wait, Don't Tell Me Now. He was a big newscaster at the time. And he was putting together a documentary series, science and nature documentary series called The New Explorers, that was about to air on PBS across the nation. And I was hired as a production assistant as I was going through college. And I rose up through the ranks over the next 7 years and became a TV producer doing science and nature documentaries only. There were opportunities for me to work with Sally Jesse Raphael and whoever else was big at the time, but I really didn't want to. I loved serving humanity by giving information that mattered to the world. And we created curriculum for every single episode so people could understand the adventure of science and medicine and hopefully become more intrigued to study it in school. But then there came a time, I opened up my own TV production company after that. There's a long story. But there came a time when I was about 30 years old when I was invited to take my TV camera and do a documentary about a free hospital in India. And this is what changed my life and sat me firmly on the path to ministry, even though I think I was about 7 when I first wanted to go into ministry. I went to one of the most remote and poorest areas of India you can imagine. You basically go to the main city of Chennai and keep on driving for 6 hours until you get to the dirt roads and keep on going for more and more and more, and you get there eventually. And that area has people who are considered the super minorities who are incredibly oppressed. they're not considered unless it's election time. They don't have anything. They should be getting education. They should be getting health care. They should be getting the social services everyone deserves. But at that time especially, they were not, because they were a subjugated minority. And I went to meet with these beautiful individuals, just like we're talking right now, just kind of knee to knee, like me and Kathy, very close to each other. And they told me their stories. And what I heard stuck with me. There were people who said, "We have no more water." And I said, "Why?" And they said, "It's because the government took away our river." I said, "What do you mean the government took away your river? How does the government take away your river?" They said, "They dammed it. They flooded our homes, to make a new canal, and now the water is all going to the big city and not to us." They said, "We have no water to irrigate our crops with, no water to drink, no water to bathe our children with." I saw it as I was driving down the road, and I saw someone digging on the riverbed, on the dry riverbed, and I said, "What is she doing?" And they said, "She's looking for water." And that changed everything. So I closed down my Michigan Avenue production company, and I went to work for refugees. I worked at Interfaith Refugee and Immigration Ministries, which is called something else now, Refugee One. And while I was there, I heard more stories from the refugees, immigrants and asylees who had been suffering for decades and were still being blamed because they were here sometimes by bigots who were doing all they possibly could to make new lives for themselves and their families, who were trying as much as they could to make new friends and get through the social isolation and the trauma. And our agency was helping them to do that. And we realized the African immigrants and refugees had very special needs that we wanted to help. And so I co-founded a refugee resettlement agency called the Pan-African Association. And that helped about 10,000 people over the next 17 years. Then I went to work for social justice work all over the world with ActionAid, including in a war zone and in Uganda. And I started a very special agency in India, which was my dream, to help address the water problems of India by bringing together the faith leaders of all faiths to work together and be together so people could have access to clean and sustainable water. And we were launched by UNICEF at UNICEF World Headquarters. We wound up securing funding with the Gates Foundation and others, and we touched over 1 million lives. And we educated 10,000 children through our Water School program, which was one of our many programs. But when I came back here after 10 years running this organization, I became the executive director of the world's largest interfaith organization in 112 countries, United Religions Initiative. And I spearheaded another one, and I realized what I missed most was being together with each other. It was providing pastoral care, was being part of a community, in community, supporting each other and working together to support each other and make this world a better place, if only through a smile or much more. And that's what led me into, in my 50s, leaving a very successful career and going back to grad school so I could be now your resident minister. And I am so appreciative of that. Yeah. More to come.
Thanks, Swami. Is another question or Kirk?
I think that you mentioned your father was a humanist, is that right?
Yes.
And what are your personal beliefs about theism and non-theism and humanism and the like?
I think that everyone has the birthright of believing what they want to believe, of being on whatever path they want to believe in. Whatever path it is, I support and love. My background for so many years was interfaith work, and it has led me to feel deeply that whatever we believe are just like all these different trees that make up a beautiful world. It makes our world beautiful. We all have the right to search for our own truths, live according to our own truths, and express our own truths. And I'm looking forward to doing that with you. Yeah. Does that answer it? You're interested in my personal beliefs. I would consider myself more of a transcendentalist than anything. Emerson and Thoreau brought to us the ethos of we are all connected. We are all interconnected. There's a oneness that we all share. And I deeply believe in that. I deeply believe that we can find divinity in each other and in the sky and all the greenery around us and in the little doggy who's sitting right here. In anything we can see and anything we can do, we can find divinity. And if we don't call it divinity, that's okay too. But I believe in that togetherness is what is the most important thing, with love at the center, truly, not just saying it. Love has to be at the center. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, here's a question from another Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hi. Why is our congregation here at UUS the right place for you at this time?
Oh, I love that question. Okay, short story? Okay, how's everyone feeling? Are you feeling like you need to get home? I want to see you do a gut check. Are we good for the next few minutes? Okay. When I was in seminary, we got a book called The Prophetic Sisterhood, which which I highly recommend if you haven't read it. I see a little giggle there, that you read because it's about here. It's about here. And there was a lady that I read about in the first pages named Eleanor, who became your first minister, or second minister, I'm sorry, your second minister, your first Unitarian minister here. And she was a great suffragist who made great strides in this world. And I thought about what these ladies must have been like at the time, coming into the West. This was the West. No men wanted to be ministers here at the time. They opened it up for us. They opened it up for us. And I remember when I read her story and read about the other amazing ladies of the 1850s or so, one of which, like I just said, made this church possible. I thought, wow, how amazing it would be if I could serve in one of their footsteps. And I guess the universe was listening. And then I learned more about this church and started to fall in love. I just started to fall in love. And it is my heart wish to serve with all my heart, to support all the good you're doing, to be there for you, and to continue on that beautiful legacy that was started so long ago and continues to this day. Yeah.
Oh, Hillary?
Hi, I'm Karen Fox, and I'm wondering, I read that you would be focusing a lot on mindfulness. Could you say a little more about that?
Yeah, I can if you'd like. It's for who is practicing mindfulness or wants to learn more. I'm available for you. I am a certified mindfulness meditation instructor. I studied under Jack Kornfield and Tara Brach. It was a 2-year program through the University of California, Berkeley Center for Greater Good Science Center. So that is available to you. For me, mindfulness is about what Sharon was just doing. First, just watching our thoughts, being at ease, feeling that spaciousness and comfort in this world. And so I could add a little here and there to our services, but not much. I can teach if you'd like, whoever would like it, or I can just be there for you and support you in whatever you like to do. Whatever you like to do. Yeah.
So I think we'll do about 5 more minutes, just so folks have a sense of how long we're going to be here. And is there other questions? Kirk, you have another? Is there anybody who hasn't asked a question yet? No? Go for it.
So I saw you're connected with the United Religions Initiative, and I know they were founded using an appreciative inquiry approach, which is something I practice, and I'm wondering about your connection with it and how it relates to your interactions regarding organizational growth and change.
That's quite a question. That's a beautiful question and very educated. We can learn so much from each other. We all have a story that is a wisdom story. It's not just a story in passing. Every one of our lives is a beautiful story of growth, wisdom, knowledge that we can all learn from. And that's why I believe appreciative inquiry is so important. It helps us to understand each other. It helps us not to be strangers. That's what we need more of. And I believe you're already doing that in a bit every day. We're doing a little appreciative inquiry right now, in fact. Every time you have coffee hour together and you get to know each other a little bit, there's a little bit of that there. And I think it makes the world a better place. Yeah.
Any other questions? Andrea?
This one's a little bit of a silly one, but
Sure.
what are your thoughts on Iowa so far?
I love Iowa. I had family in Galena, and my aunt's last days were actually in Iowa. I love the smell of Iowa. Does that make sense? This sweet, fragrant grass. But the grass, the trees, the nature. There's a specialness to this place, the fertile land where things grow so easily. I love the people. I love seeing the seasons change. I'm a Midwesterner. This feels like home to me. It's just a few hours away from where I grew up. It feels like home. And I really look forward to seeing the seasons change with you right outside this window. Yeah, not a silly question, a beautiful one. Thank you.
I want to build on Swamini's response and invite us all to really take that in, that this is a place that is a good fit for many people who are going to be great ministers. Because sometimes we feel like, oh, nobody's going to come to Iowa. But it's the right place for many people, and those people will come to us.
We have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Charlie Eastham. I was not active as a member now, but I have been before. Your description of your work with different social justice organizations in the different areas is intriguing. There's a lot going on in this county, in this city, that's both interracial and without class distinction as well. And Diana was involved in the work here. So yet I'm listening to your descriptions of things that are at a higher level than occur in a city or a county. So have you given some thought about how you might introduce yourself and join the work that's going on presently in these communities?
It's such a good question. First of all, I want to get back to appreciative inquiry, as you were talking about, because I want to learn about what you're doing first and foremost. I don't want to just come barreling in and say, hey, I'm here, I'm the new minister, new resident minister. I'm not here to take over. I'm here to support you and to support the causes that are important to this church and to our community here. And I'm saying our community because it's my community now too. I feel it strongly even though I've just arrived. After listening to you, we can make plans together. And absolutely, I've loved reaching out and working with different partner organizations, making new partners if they need be, going out there and letting our voices be heard, helping to plan together and be together. There are so many amazing ministries taking place in this church. I was just talking to someone about the prison ministry, which I don't know if anyone read the UU World magazine. It's something to be so proud of. Everyone just log on to UU World because there's an article about this church this month and the prison ministry work that is being done. And I got the chills when I read it. I felt so proud. So let me learn you first. Let me learn what you're doing first. Let me know from you how I can best support you and help best support the causes, especially in this election year. And we'll be together. We'll plan it together. We'll do something good together. I firmly believe we can. And we must.
Well, thank you, everyone. I'm going to call it here. I know you're going to have many more questions. And we're going to have, all year to get to know Swamini. We're just begun discussing transitions and what kinds of forums we can create for the congregation to continue to get to know Swamini. Our committees, our team leads, so many people are going to want to have an opportunity to connect and share with Swamini what's going on here and support her in getting involved. So keep your eyes open and your ears peeled for those opportunities as we start setting that kind of thing up. So thank you for being here, and thank you, Swamini, for coming this weekend.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.